We are Sorted, a group of mates who have your back when it comes to all things food. From cooking battles to gadget reviews
it's not worth it.
and cookbook challenges to a midweek meal packs app.
Crack your eggs, bake.
We uncover the tools that'll help us all cook and eat smarter. Join our community where everything we do starts with you.
Welcome to Fridge Cam. Now, given our recent success with the Wimbledon tennis cake, we've realised two things. One, Jamie and Barry work very well together, and two, we go too easy on them.
So today, we're going to make them go head to head in a recipeless pork pie challenge.
Oh, I'm so good at eating pork pies.
We've never made pork pies before.
Once. We've made pork pies once.
Sorted Eats Britain. Mike and I had a go at it, but I'm sure you've watched it.
Yeah. 6 years ago.
I think it was 7.
Good news though, we've made one for you so you know what you're aiming for. Lift the cloche, you can even have a taste.
We get
Like we don't
snacking
know what a
pie.
pork pie is.
It's a very good looking pork pie.
Oh, that's a very well-formed pork pie, isn't it?
The jelly, it's got jelly in it.
The pastry should be golden brown. It should be a nice crust with a good crimp. Inside we want a soft, tasty jelly to encase very well seasoned, coarse ground pork.
This is a very nicely spiced pork pie, I have to say, whoever made this.
That is a exceptional pork pie. Probably one of the best I've ever had.
We're going to give you 70 minutes of active time because there's a lot of baking and cooling. I'm going to time Barry and Ben is going to time Jamie.
The worst thing is, I have no idea if 70 minutes is a lot of time or no time at all.
Never enough time. I think you guys might enjoy this one more than we do.
Okay then, 70 minutes on the clock, starting in 3, 2, 1, go!
Where are you going to start?
I'm not going to tell you, I'm just going to go in.
No, but that's... We
Why?
didn't agree that. We're competing against each other, but I think if we don't work together to solve the problems...
As in, like, where to start.
Yeah, step one.
Well.
We're going to have bigger issues.
Do you cook the meat first? Do you cook the meat in the jelly?
Yeah, you are thinking 12 problems ahead of problem number 1.
Oh, right, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so pastry-wise, this, from memory, is a hot water pastry that is made using lard, not butter.
I get replacing the butter with lard, but the hot water, you cook it in hot water, you boil it.
I did not expect you to not know this much.
Right, pastry. Big flour, little flour.
Come on, think.
Big flour.
A hot water crust. So start by getting some hot water, we've weighed that out for you, and a bit like choux, you're going to melt the fat into the hot water and then into the flours. And that I wouldn't expect you to know. We've given you 2 flours, one is strong, one is plain. Combine the 2. That was a big clue, but
That was the recipe.
it was very painful.
So I'm starting off by combining my flours, then adding in the butter, and I'm going to crumble it together the same way you make an apple crumble.
I've done the same because the nodding continued.
Right, you know what I'm going to do? I just thought,
Was that what I think that was, James? Yep.
oh crap, was it sugar? Was that sugar? Damn!
Such confidence. There is salt there and it was a good idea. Just
Yeah, it was a good idea.
I'm gonna add a pinch of salt into my...
Whether or not this step I'm doing is right, why is hot water important?
This tradition of pie making is called hand-raised pies, and the reason it's hot is not only to make sure that it kind of starts to soften the gluten with all the liquid, but also it enables it to work easier.
Well, that is warm, then I think it's just about bringing it together without kneading it.
Looking good, Jay.
Jamie kept his in the bowl, which I like.
Best mess, isn't it?
How do you make the pie?
There's a couple of methods of moulding pork pies.
What pie?
This is a very traditional pie. If you think about a pork pie, it has a very traditional method. We don't mind which way you do it, but it is hand raised, which means you don't need to roll it perfectly because you basically use your hand to raise it on the inside or outside of your mould.
I'm doing it right-ish. I'll take that. So you're making both of yours
I was happy with the textures of the inside, so I've stuck with it.
Well, I'm just thinking that this is not going to work. I'm going to do it again. I don't feel comfortable that way. I don't think I can make that work.
I don't know about Jamie, but Barry has 48 minutes remaining.
Yep, same.
That's not very long.
We chaps, we know everything. La 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 la.
Barry's got time to do decoration. You should be worried.
I think Barry should be worried.
I'm going to start on my filling. So I'm going to chop up my pork before I mince it. And then I'm going to fry it off with some herbs, some shallot, some garlic, and some mustard.
Should we tell him not to? I feel like we should just...
Barry's choosing to keep skin on.
Oh, you're mean, you're mean.
No, I'm just saying he's choosing to. I'm not saying whether that's good or bad.
So I've ground my pork. I blitzed off all of my, well, the fennel, the sage, the onions, all in a processor. Into the mix, and I combine that with some mustard, salt, and a lot of pepper.
Here's my thinking. I've toasted off my fennel seeds. I'm going to cook the filling in the way that I would normally cook. So shallot first, then add the garlic, then add the pork, and then I'm going to add the herbs and the mustard, basically building flavour as I go.
I'm just going to put it in the pie.
You're just going to put that in the pie?
Pork pie is a massive sausage roll, and you never cook the inside of the sausage roll, do you? I'm just going to ball this up, put that in there, and cover it in jelly.
I think Barry's now got it.
I've fried off all of my pork mixture, rightly or wrongly, who knows. Excellent.
Timing-wise, 25 minutes remaining.
Now I need to do my jelly. Right, this is the bit I really don't understand. It makes no sense to me.
Here's the logic. Hot water crust pastry is really sturdy and originally, back in the history books, so we've read, protects the meat inside it. When you bake meat, it kind of shrinks back, which is why a good bulbous amount to start off with is a good thing, so you also get that dome top. When it shrinks back, it might leave a gap between meat and pastry. You need something liquid to fill that gap. Does that make more sense?
Are you guys going to cook them in the rings or out the rings?
Yeah, originally I couldn't work out whether or not the jelly goes in whilst it's baking, but that wouldn't make any sense because it would evaporate and get really, really soggy. So it would have to go in afterwards.
You guys are making such great progress that I think I need to sidetrack you with some fun pork pie facts. You want them too, right? In Cockney rhyming slang, pork pies, also shortened to porkies, means lies. To tell pork pies is to tell lies.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, thanks, Ben.
Fascinating.
Next up, I'm going to bloom my gelatin. I've got cider on the heat. I've added some sugar into it, not all of it, because that felt like too much. So I've added some sugar into it.
I'm going to make my jelly.
The jelly in a pork pie is traditionally made from a rich stock. Today we're giving the boys cider. A nice twist, but it works nicely with pork.
I much prefer cider. It tastes great.
Cider jelly, pork, sage and fennel, heavily seasoned salt and pepper. These.
And now I'm going to add my gelatine leaves.
Right, excuse me, I'm going to put my pies in. That's now into my oven at 180 for 40-ish minutes. I've bloomed my gelatin. It's in with my reduced cider and sugar. And now my active time is up.
I'm just going to leave that off the heat for a while whilst I crack on with everything else. And by everything else, I mean panic about what to do with my pies.
9 minutes of active time left, Jay.
Shut up.
So satisfying, isn't it, Jay?
Oh, you did it, you did it!
You did it, you did it!
Isn't it great? Isn't that great?
What are you doing now, Jay?
I'm kind of crimping the edges so it seals it in a little bit.
Oh, he's doing a crimp. Jay's doing a crimp. That could win it for him.
Nope.
Pie needs a good crimp. Crimp tends to be more kind of pushing between fingers or folding over on itself.
He's making ravioli, this guy. Oh, wow.
I've got to have a hole in the top as well. Oh, I made it look like a cat's bum hole.
It looks like a cat's bubble.
Should we do some decoration? Let's do some decoration, this will be fun.
He's putting cat poo on top of it as well as... But it doesn't matter, it's going to be out of focus because he can't stop laughing.
Look, I'm amazed that I've got this far, okay?
We were generous with your time. But actually, you've done an awful lot in the second half of your time. I was worried. In the first 20 minutes, I was worried.
Yeah, me too.
These are going into an oven at 190 degrees Celsius, probably for about 30, 40 minutes, and I'll have a look at them and see what they look like.
Right, while they bake, we can clear down. Right, pies have baked. They've cooled. Jellies are at room temperature. Jay, you have 1 minute 51 seconds left.
Barry, you have 5 minutes, 37 seconds.
I can take my time. I hope this turns into jelly and not just...
Puddle.
How do you know when it's full?
Oh no! I've got a leak.
You got seepage.
I've got a leakage.
You know what you need on that side, Baz? A crimp.
Crimp, yeah, that'll be it.
Stop the clock!
If you're happy, Jay.
I can't get any more jelly in there, so I think I don't know what else I can do with that. That must be done. I think I've got to get that into a fridge and then
That is
finito.
not active time. So you have completed the task with 42 seconds remaining.
I'm gonna have to put it in the fridge.
Good job, guys. We'll let that jelly set and then we'll have to taste them. Consistency's good.
Yep.
They look the same and they look the same.
They do.
These don't look the same.
They don't.
You do not. I'm sorry?
So you think you've got it wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
It's got a good crust to it.
Oh.
Generous on the pastry. But you know what? It looks cooked.
It looks cooked. He bloody cooked it before he went in there.
No, I mean the pastry. Because look how thick that is.
You'll notice, rather than the jelly being around the edge, it's actually throughout the pie, through the middle.
Well, what I thought was, what's the best bit of a pork pie? The jelly. Where do you want that? All the way through.
I get it.
It's holding it all together.
Cheers.
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 The filling's really nice.
Good flavour, sturdy pastry, and I think the jelly has held it all together, which has kind of saved you. It's not what we were looking for in a pork pie, and it's not got the crimp. It looks more like a mud hut, but tastes good.
The jelly helps because I thought it would be dry, but obviously it's not because it's laced with jelly. And the jelly's great. Could have done with some seasoning.
Yeah, it's missing some salt and that kick of pepper.
It's better than I thought it would be.
Your sides and bottom are pretty good. The lid's kind of twice as thick. And I think that's probably where it's a little bit heavy. Should we try number 2? Number 1, a bit of seepage, but I quite like that. It adds a nice bit of colour. Neater in its finish. Ooh, an easier cut, which I'm going to suggest is just a thinner lid.
Oh, Barry Taylor.
That is so full.
Oh, you've gone bold with the filling.
Can you see any jelly?
Yeah,
It's set.
jelly's there.
Yes.
And the jelly is set. I mean, it's not, and there's a bit there.
Could have reduced it for like 5 minutes more.
Is that what it was?
So it would have been less liquid to gelatin.
Okay, gotcha. But I'm happy with the jellies in there.
I would say the pastry is better in its appearance and its thickness.
I prefer the flavour in Jamie's.
It too could have done with more seasoning.
I think the pork is much better, but the flavour is not as good.
Hmm.
'Cause you toasted your fennel seeds.
Toasted them.
I think keeping them whole is actually quite a nice thing.
Really?
Yeah. But the texture is better.
More jelly and a lot more pepper, I think. And the pastry a bit more salt, perhaps.
Both of you maybe under-seasoned a little bit. Oh, it's a hard decision.
Do I have a winner? Do you have a winner? And therefore, do we have a winner is the question.
I think I have a winner.
I think I have a
I
winner.
think we should both say it at the same time.
Okay.
Let's not confer
Okay.
like
That's
usual,
good.
like the format says.
Let's do a
just say it at the
3, 2,
same
Okay, 3,
time.
2, 1 will confer. If it's a draw, these guys get the final say. Okay then, James, pick your winner in 3, 2, 1.
Barry. Oh, you pointed, I said it.
Same result, Barry, you win.
Well done, mate.
Yeah, I think neater form, better pastry, crisper, thinner, nice decorative.
But that's the tastier pie.
Yeah, not as tasty, but everything was a little bit
We won't
more.
make it taste.
Well, that's what we think. You guys get a say too. Comment down below. Who do you think should have won the pork pie recipeless challenge?
And what should Jamie and Barry try recipeless next? Probably something sweet and complicated.
No!
We've also built the Sorted Club, where you can get tons of foodie inspo using the PAX Midweek Meal app, discover and share restaurant recommendations using the Eat app, listen and contribute to our Feast Your Ears podcast, and send us ideas for new cookbooks you'll receive throughout the year. Check it all out by heading to sorted.club. And now a blooper.
Hi, how you doing?
Sorry, are we bringing our mums to work? Is this
Hi,
what-
mate.
Hi, Mum. He's on TV.
We're rolling. Barry, we need you for hair and makeup.